So, in this chapter 25 to 27 of Exodus, God instructed Moses how to set up the tabernacle, the holy tent used as a symbolic dwelling place for God before the first temple was built in Jerusalem. Chapter 28 and 29 tells us the plan for the priests and their attire. God was very specific with his instructions. Before he would manifest his presence, everything in the tabernacle, including the priest, had to be anointed with specially prepared oil. All right, I'll keep going. In Exodus 30, God gave Moses his very own recipe for this oil: 12 and a half pounds of pure myrrh, 6 1/4 pound of cinnamon, 6 1/4 pound of sweet calamus, 12 1/2 pound of cassia, and 1 gallon of olive oil. Each ingredient chosen for the mixture had to be beaten, strained, or crushed. Of course, to obtain olive oil, you have to crush the olives. The more olives you crush, the more oil is produced. You know, most of us have been crushed in some ways. We've been crushed in relationships, at our jobs, in marriage, and even in ministry. But unbeknownst to us, during those times of crushing, God was strategically anointing us for his service. The struggle that you experienced financially stretched you. The problems you endured with your spouse truly devastated you. The issues you encountered at your job put a strain on you. However, it was during those times that you found yourself leaning and depending on God in ways that you hadn't before. Those times forced you to increase your time of prayer, and you found yourself talking to God more and more each day. The crushing didn't feel good, but it was necessary to equip you and develop the anointing you needed to carry out your assignment on earth. So when you feel the stress and strain of life, just know it won't last forever, and it is not in vain. Although the crushing is uncomfortable, God uses it to develop the oil needed to set us apart so that others experience our ministries or gifts. It will be evident that God's hand is upon us. Don't despise the crushing. Thank God for it. How have you been crushed or stretched in the last year? How did you handle it? Did you pray more or less? Did you go into hiding? Or did you just push to a better place?
I kind of like the concept of how they introduce this to us. Um, the recipe, and then basically they were trying to say, in order for you to become the person that you are, you do have to be crushed at certain points. It was telling us the ingredients, and we all come with some type of ingredient. We all have different things about us where it's like we have a dab of this, we have a dab of that, and we got this, we got that. And then, that creates us uniqueness. Exactly. So, I don't know, do you guys have any comments on that? I only answered like the first part.
I mean, that's how
Yeah.
No, I do. I could definitely see where you're coming from with all the ingredients. Like some people are from different backgrounds, some people are from different lifestyles, and they're crushed in so many different ways. But at the end, if you really don't let it like take over, you can use it to build yourself up, and then to evolve into this brand new person that's more aware, that's more stronger. So I do like that. I could see the part where did you go into hiding or did you push into a better place? It really depends on how strong you are within yourself as a person. I feel like at times you can go in hiding, but that doesn't mean that you won't come out of hiding. So you can go both ways. You go into hiding, go through depression, go through all these changes while you're being crushed or going through this situation. But evidently, I think 90% of us actually pick ourselves up and move on, and even sometimes forget about the crush because now because there's like a new task is, and you're like, oh, dang, this happened to me. Oh, dang, I forgot.
It just so happens to be a new day where you wake up and it's like, wow, I really got over this, or I sat in my pain and I dealt with my pain, and now I'm able to overcome my pain by obviously saying my pain and being there for myself because nobody else was there for me to pick myself up. The only person who's there to pick myself up was me.
I found this. I just want to share something you guys. So this is like years ago, and I think this is like way back in high school. And I'm pretty sure if I go to my basement, I could probably dig up this picture. I found this picture, and it was in a magazine. One of those little you could rip out like a little thing from a magazine. Like not the perfume. Sometimes magazines have these little tabs of things. It could be a recipe. It could be a fun look
fun thing that you can keep saying. So I found this one girl, looked like she was on a playground, and when I tell you, she looked bruises everywhere. One tooth chipped, hair is messy, face is messy, but she's like this. Like happy and this big smile in her face. And I'm looking at it, I was like, how is she smiling? But I got it because I was like, wow. And then on the top of it, so what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And I kept that. And I know I'm pretty sure I still have it. I'm gonna bring it one day so you guys can see it. You'll see I laugh so hard. Looking at the picture, you're like, she looks a mess. But then she looks like, okay, I'm good. Like it was so cool. But I wanted to just share that. What about you, Brittany? What your thoughts are?
So I guess, going through life, you meet people, you think that things are going up from the uphill and then you get disappointed. But in my past, I would just kind of like disconnect from people and just go into hiding, just cut them off. So I'm learning that I can't do that anymore.
I don't think there's anything wrong with cutting people off. Well, definitely, if God shows you a sign that this person is not supposed to be in your life, there's always a sign. There's always a sign He's going to send you. And I feel like I don't think it's a problem for you to disconnect from certain people. Most definitely, they gave you a vibe, something that was off. You don't want that energy around you, so you could just sneak off, going to hide it. That's not, you don't want that around you. So I agree with you disconnecting. Like I know that he's working on it, but if that person is not meant to be in your life, God give you a sign and disconnect. You have to unplug it, leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Okay. That's better than yeah, so I don't know. I'm realizing that as I get older, you can't just think that everyone is for you. You're like somewhere.
Sure. All right. So for number 2, looking back now, how has God used that time of crushing for your good?
What are your thoughts on that?
Every day is a new day, so I'm not gonna be the same person as yesterday. It does mention that with the ingredients, the more crushing that you do with the olives, the more oil it produces. So I do feel like it's kind of like a work in progress. The more crushing that God is doing to me, the more oil is being produced. So more things is popping up for me that I would like to either do, or certain things are changing about me. So I would say that God is taking His time with me, and I'm trying to keep it with this ingredient. I really love the analogy behind it. The more olives that is there, and the more time you crush it up, the more oil is produced from the olives. So to me, it just sounds like He's just taking her time with you. That's how I do.
For me, to looking back at the time, well, I feel like when you go through a moment, it feels like the worst feeling in the world. And I feel like also we're always evolving and growing at any given time. We're asleep, we're dreaming, we're awake, we're doing, right? We're thinking and we're working, and it's a work in progress. So we're always being squeezed in shape or form in life, whether it's at work, like it says, whether it's in relationship, friendship, or whatever it looks like for you. We're always being shaped, right? So I feel like we kind of have to enjoy the process too, and trust the process at times too, and not make it feel like it's always a crush. Like know that something good might come out of something, even if it's sometimes a bad situation. Sometimes good can come from it. So that's what I feel from that. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Right. Personally, I think that I can be a bit weak, at times, and I don't know, like I've always been sheltered. So I guess this is God kind of like pushing me out there to just like experience life, go through meeting different types of people and just developing as a human. So it's gonna make me stronger. So I'm just looking at it that way.
Like she had someone doesn't keep show around, and they go through like little ups and downs and a few bruises, but those type of things, it will affect us, but I feel like it will obviously, like that said, make us stronger, prepare us for better and stuff like that.
Okay, well said. Thank you, Noah. Appreciate it. Okay, so this is action for the week. You want to go now?
Sure. So action for the week, I'll make it a point to pray for someone who is going through a period of crushing. Pray especially for them this week that they will be able to endure the process. And the second one is take action to bring the person to solace by sending a note of encouragement, volunteering to babysit or paying for lunch. I think I do on a day basis.
Well, I'm sure we all have someone in our life that are going through some crushing moments, and I guess you can, put it in your thing to do this feat to reach out, even if it's a nice little text or
Yeah.
call or to check in. Yeah, just because, right? Yeah, that's nice. I like that. I can definitely do that. Yeah, that's good. Well, thank you all for watching. Also, it is behind Beyond the Lashes here at the Lash Box, and we love to churn in and do our Bible studies on Sunday, and it could be on various topics too. But thank you for watching. Until next time.